So, the presentation of Uma was truly inspiring. Personally, I have been getting more and more skeptical about what is happening in the country. And what you are doing in Karnataka gives much hope for the future. I had met Srimati Uma Mahadevan about 5 years back?
3 years.
3 or 4 years. Yeah. She had come along with Local Administration Minister of Karnataka to come and talk about if something subversive can be done. So, I didn't expect you here. So, we get great pressure, the discussion. Now, how many of you don't follow English? Is there anybody who doesn't follow English? One. So I'll follow Jiju in Manipravalam. Half English, half Malayalam. I came in between the presentations. So goals are very clear. What is our goal? It is defined the SDG objectives which were being presented when I came in. And also what Kerala has defined in terms of knowledge economy. The rendual issue. SDG, knowledge economy. In fact, knowledge economy can be considered a subset of the SDG goals. Because given the concrete conditions of Kerala, for example, employment with the widespread education, informal employment is just not an option. You need to have or you need to generate employment which can guarantee a decent income for the people, educated persons. That means those employment must be sufficiently value adding to ensure that much higher salary is provided. Otherwise, educated people would prefer to stay unemployed, as in Kerala present situation. So you can consider that knowledge economy is redefining SDG goals in the Kerala context, in a way. Then the question is, what can cooperatives and libraries, what can libraries do to pursue these goals? And theme of the seminar here, session is, what intermediation can the cooperatives and LSGs do to enable the libraries to perform the roles which have been presented by the Library Council. The cooperatives and local governments, there are two people's institutions, I would say. One may wonder, why do I call local government a people's institution, a popular institution? Normally we call people's institutions those institutions which are in the civil society, not part of the government. But our objective of people's planning, initiated 25 years back, is to transform the government at the cutting edge, the local government, as much as possible into an NGO. Let me put it that way. That you begin to work with the informality and cooperation and solidarity which is identified normally in NGOs. That was the objective of People's Plan campaign. And that was the reason why We conceived decentralization not as administrative reform from above, but as a social mobilization process. And therefore, local government and cooperatives, how they can promote libraries, support libraries to play the due role in achieving SDG goals and the goal of knowledge economy. This is. Now, if you examine what happened the last 25 years, something very creditable, the interventions by the local governments. In fact, I have been sitting in the experience sharing session, which has been going on some 40, 50. So libraries have been presenting their experiences. And I would suggest to Mahadevan, before you return, you should search out Valapattanam. It's a small village very near to Kannur itself. That Panchayat has a library. Okay, so Panchayat library. Normally when libraries as part of government, etc., is highly bureaucratic, it doesn't function. It's organic growth from below that is being celebrated. But this Panchayat, this library has been extraordinary. In the COVID time, they utilized digital technology to reach out to every child in the Panchayat and creative use of this, not teaching lessons and so on. The creativity in terms of digital drawing, writing poems, short stories, and creating them, putting out into ebooks and so on. You should listen to them. I think that was the most creative thing I could hear, I heard in this whole discussion. So since they are here, I think you should meet them. Valapattanam. This is just nearby, but extraordinary performance. And also Mail, I am certain you must have gone. The many things associated with knowledge centers and so on, I think that is the model. I think best experience in Kerala. Now, libraries have been supported by LSGs. One, if you take the physical infrastructure of library, phenomenal change has taken place. ഒരു 25 വർഷത്തിനിടയിൽ MLA fund, MP fund, and local government fund. Now, most of the libraries have decent buildings. And also some form of, say, internet connectivity, one computer, etc. So, physical infrastructure has improved. That is very certain. That is one thing that has happened. Second, I don't think reading or distribution of books has improved that much. It's a mixed result. People, younger generation are more sticking to online reading rather than coming to physical book. Now everybody has a small bookshelf in the house, and also the circulation of newspapers have increased so much that one doesn't have to come to the library to read newspaper. So it has been mixed. But libraries have been getting involved in the local development process much more than the past. And also education and so on. I don't want to generalize. I'll just give you my personal experience. And അനുഭവം ഞങ്ങൾ ചെയ്തത് I want to share with you. I think that would explain what is the potential of library contributing to knowledge economy and SDG goals. I was MLA in Alapi. One thing that we noticed that the academic attainments of the fisher folk, who constitute 25% of the population, are far below the average. Of about 100 all A pluses that would be there in my constituency, only about 4 or 5 would be from the Fisher area. So I had this habit of visiting every household of every student who gets a all A plus. So that's when realization came. I hardly had to go to the coastal area. Okay, why? They all study in the same school. In Kerala, neighborhood school is the norm. It's not because they lack in IQ, just the home environment. There is no motivation to study. They may be the first generation who are taking SSLC. And say the entire environment in the house is not conducive to studying in the evening and so on. So the libraries intervene. There are 12 libraries in the coastal area. We built study halls, converted the libraries to study homes. That's the way after evening, after games and so on, the children are encouraged to come to study halls, sit and work. Every library has 6 computers, a computer lab, and they can at any time come and play with the computer. There would be mentors, no tuitions there, who would say supervise the studying. We take children at the 7th standard, then travel with them to the 10th standard. Last year was the first batch of students taken the 7th standard writing exam. There were more than 100 odd A plus from the coastal belt alone. Now, it's not just sitting studying in the evening. They are taken by libraries, take them for picnics, to universities, meeting other important people, invite, say, sports persons, other celebrities from the coastal area itself to come and talk to them. So you motivate them, then the academic performances. The community there around, say, Kudumbashree units, do provide some tea for the students who are studying. That has a remarkable outcome. Now, next is the important thing. So there is a foundation. It's called Pratibha Foundation. So we told these kids and others, you pass digital skilling. If you pass, you will get job, guaranteed. 30,000 is the fee, but you don't have to pay the fees. You pay the fee only if you get the job over a period of 2 years. You don't want to give it as charity, that's why this condition is put. So how is it managed? The class is taken on the top floor of a library. We have some 10-15 computers over there. And in the COVID period, it was online. We go to the firms, ask them what kind of skill will you require next year. Then you customize your training. It's not the standard tally or something being taught. You ask the firm, what kind of skill you require? So then we say, these are the skills that we are going to provide. And, being from backward, poor households, etc., many drop out. The first batch, 100 taken, only 50 completed. All the 50 have been given jobs. Decent jobs between 20 to 50,000 rupees. They have got placements. Now second batch is coming. This, I think, is specifically the role the library can play, contribute to the knowledge economy. One, digital literacy, not only for avoiding digital divide. See, in Kerala, the target group is all the educated, particularly women, most of whom are just staying at home. work participation of women is Kerala is one of the lowest. Because of high unemployment, women after some time stop searching for job, discouraged in effect, they stay back at home. Now this is the target group. You skill them and they can work from home or work from near home. Employment which is contracted from anywhere. Now first they had to be made digitally literate. The present SLC pass, they would know computer. Because every classroom is now digitalized. But not the earliest graduates. They know nothing about computer here, particularly women. Therefore, there is a big challenge of creating digital literacy, and that's a role that libraries can play. It's not only in the library. Every classroom, the school is digitalized. Computers are there, computer lab is there. That facility must be used. So that total literacy, digital literacy, right? And from that pool, you must have customized digital training. You see. That can be undertaken by government agency, non-governmental agency, or even at a commercial level. You see. I don't find anything wrong with that. And then, of course, customized training, so that they are provided a job once they complete the program. So I think Kerala has to very carefully look at its own experience and draw up a program. I'm not going to go into other kind of issues involved in STG. Only one point I would like to make comment on that. You conceive library as a more, which is rightfully so, an information center that gives information. But if you look at the experiences that are being presented here, libraries go much beyond that. They are in the action here. The libraries I spoke about is intervening in the education sector, not a portal alone, but they are actively involved in upgrading the education knowledge level. Or you go to Mayil, you will find their libraries become knowledge centers providing information and training everything to the farmers, you see. So, normally it is primarily it is information center, but once it is a popular movement, then there would be a lot of action also coming in. That component of Kerala experience you should take into your presentation of the STG course. So I think I will stop here. So we have paneler here. Any questions? Sorry, I said I would speak in Manipravalam, but I went on in English. So sorry about that. So it has been a very rewarding experience, though I was not here on the first day. Yesterday I was here fully. I think this is the first time, not the first time that library people are coming together, but in this manner, library activists and scholars and say library people from academic institutions are coming together, sharing experience and thinking about future. I think that is taking place for the first time. It's a very good initiative. Thank you very much.